Michael Gerard Tyson was born on June 30, 1966, in Brooklyn, New York, in one of the city's most disadvantaged neighborhoods, Brownsville. The neighborhood was known for high crime, poverty, and lack of opportunities for young people. Tyson grew up in a dysfunctional family. His mother, Lorna Smith Tyson, was forced to raise 3 children alone after his father, Jimmy Kirkpatrick, abandoned the family. Their home often lacked money for basic necessities, and this added to the difficult situation for Mike and his family. From a very young age, Tyson faced the cruelty of the world around him. At school, he was bullied because of his overweight and speech impediment, making him an easy target for taunts and bullying. These humiliations and constant pressure on the street made him aggressive and led him to pick fights with other kids. Mike repeatedly got into trouble by joining street gangs and committing petty crimes. By the age of 13, he had over 30 arrests under his belt. Tyson's difficult childhood was also marked by personal tragedies. In 1978, when Mike was just 12 years old, his mother died of cancer, leaving him and his siblings orphaned. This event was a turning point in young Tyson's life, reinforcing his drive for self-defense and survival in a violent world. His mother's death and constant arrests led him to a juvenile correctional facility in Trenton, New Jersey. It was there that fate presented him with a chance for a life-changing experience. At the correctional facility, Tyson was noticed by Bobby Stewart, a former boxer and educator. He was impressed by Mike's physical attributes and his natural aggressiveness. Stewart began teaching Tyson the basics of boxing, seeing great potential in him. Mike quickly learned the basic techniques and began to show interest in the sport. However, Stewart realized that he needed a more experienced mentor to develop Tyson's talent. So Mike met Cus D'Amato, a legendary trainer who had previously worked with world champions such as Floyd Patterson and Jose Torres. D'Amato saw future greatness in young Tyson and took him under his wing. He became not only a coach but a true father figure to Mike, giving him the love, support and discipline he was sorely lacking. D'Amato taught him not only boxing techniques, but also the philosophy of the sport, instilling confidence and belief in his own abilities. In 1980, at the age of 14, Mike moved to the Catskills, NY to live and train under D'Amato. The Cus house became not only a place for Mike to train, but also a new home where he found the care and support he had been missing. D'Amato and his partner, Camila Ewald, became a second family to him. Cus taught Mike not only boxing, but also life principles, including discipline, self-control and self-confidence. D'Amato was known for his unique approach to training, which included both physical and mental preparation. He believed that a boxer should not only be strong and technical, but also have an iron will and mental toughness. He instilled in Mike that fear was normal and that it could be used as a source of strength. Cus taught him the famous peekaboo technique, which consisted of constant head and torso movement that made Tyson a hard target and increased his punching power. Under D'Amato's tutelage, Tyson began competing at the amateur level. He quickly gained a reputation as a formidable fighter, winning the Golden Gloves Junior Championships in 1981 and 1982. His aggressive style, powerful punches and drive to win set him apart from other boxers. In 1985, when Mike was 18 years old, he made his professional ring debut. His first fight against Hector Mercedes ended with a knockout victory already in the first round. This success marked the beginning of his illustrious career. During the first 18 months of his professional career, Tyson won all of his 19 fights by knockout, most of which ended in the first round. However, the road to fame was not cloudless. In November 1985, when Mike was just beginning his professional career, Cus D'Amato died of pneumonia. This loss was a huge blow to Tyson, as D'Amato was not only a coach, but also a mentor, father and friend to him. Nevertheless, Mike was able to overcome the pain of the loss and continued to train under Kevin Rooney, who continued to utilize D'Amato's methods. Cus D'Amato left an indelible mark on Mike Tyson's life. His training methods, philosophy and encouragement helped Tyson transform from a street hooligan to a world champion. D'Amato's legacy lives on in Mike Tyson's successes and contributions to the boxing world. Tyson quickly gained a reputation as one of the most dangerous boxers in the ring. His lightning-fast punches and ability to quickly end the fight made him a favorite of the public and a nightmare for his opponents. Mike fought with enviable regularity, often appearing twice a month. He broke records and won the hearts of fans around the world with his incredible power and unpredictability. Each of his fights attracted huge attention, and he soon became known as Iron Mike. His victories over boxers such as Don Halpin, Ricky Sprout, and John Alden cemented his reputation as an undefeated fighter. One of the most significant fights of Tyson's early career was against Jesse Ferguson on February 16, 1986. Tyson knocked out Ferguson in the 6th round, and the fight was the first to be nationally televised, making his name known across America. Another important moment in his career was the fight against Marvis Frazier, son of the famous Joe Frazier, which took place on July 26, 1986. Tyson won this fight by knockout in just 30 seconds, which confirmed his status as a formidable opponent in the ring. On November 22, 1986, just 1 year after the deaths of his mentor Cus D'Amato, Mike Tyson achieved his first significant goal of winning the WBC heavyweight title. In this fight, he faced Trevor Burdick. Tyson knocked out Burdick in the 2nd round, becoming the youngest world champion in heavyweight history at the age of 20. This historic moment marked the beginning of a new era in boxing. Tyson came to symbolize not only his power and aggression, but also the legacy of Cus D'Amato, who had nurtured him and laid the foundation for his success. After winning the WBC title, Tyson continued his rise to the top of world boxing. In 1987, he unified the titles by defeating James "Bonehead" Smith to win the WBA World Boxing Association title. In August 1987, he also defeated Tony Tucker, adding the IBF International Boxing Federation title to his collection. Mike Tyson thus became the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, combining 3 major boxing titles. Over the next few years, Tyson successfully defended his titles against various opponents. These included such famous boxers as Larry Holmes, Tony Tubbs, and Carl Williams. Each of these fights attracted huge attention and showcased Mike's unrivaled abilities. His speed, power, and aggressive fighting style made him virtually unbeatable in the ring. One of the most significant fights of that period was the meeting with Larry Holmes on January 22, 1988. Holmes was a former world champion known for his technical skills and toughness. Tyson knocked out Holmes in the 4th round, becoming the first boxer to defeat Holmes by knockout. This victory was symbolic, as Holmes was once trained by Cus D'Amato, and Tyson thus seemed to complete the circle, proving his superiority. The peak of Tyson's career came in the late 1980s. He became a symbol of invincibility and strength. His fights gathered full stadiums, and the name Mike Tyson became synonymous with power and dominance in boxing. In 1988, he also won a fight against Michael Spinks, which was considered one of the most anticipated and significant fights of the time. Tyson knocked out Spinks already in the 1st round, solidifying his status as the best boxer in the world. This period was the pinnacle of Mike Tyson's career, when he reached the heights and set records. However, there were new challenges and trials ahead of him that would change his life and career. While Tyson's career was gaining momentum, his personal life was also eventful. In 1988, he married actress Robin Givens, which attracted additional media attention. However, their marriage was short and was accompanied by scandals and accusations of domestic violence. These events could not help but affect his professional life and were the beginning of a series of personal problems that Mike faced in the following years. Tyson also faced problems in his professional environment. After the deaths of his mentor Cus D'Amato and the firing of trainer Kevin Rooney, Tyson began working with Don King, a well-known boxing promoter. King promised Tyson large earnings and numerous victories, but their partnership soon proved controversial. Tyson accused King of financial fraud and mismanagement of his career. One of the most shocking moments in Tyson's career was his defeat to James "Buster" Douglas on February 11, 1990. This fight took place in Tokyo, Japan, and was considered an easy win for Tyson, who was the absolute favorite. However, Douglas surprised the world by knocking out Tyson in the 10th round. This defeat was one of the biggest upsets in boxing history and greatly affected Tyson's morale. In 1991, Mike Tyson was again at the center of a scandal. He was accused of raping 18-year-old Desiree Washington, a contestant in the Miss Black America pageant. In 1992, Tyson was found guilty and sentenced to 6 years in prison. This event came as a shock to his fans and a serious blow to his career and reputation. Tyson began serving his sentence in an Indiana prison. He spent 3 years in prison, during which his life and views of the world changed. Tyson converted to Islam and took the Muslim name Malik Abdulaziz. In 1995, he was released on parole for good behavior. After being released from prison, Tyson sought to regain his championship title and respect. His return to the ring in 1995 was a welcome event. He won his first 2 fights against Peter McNeely and Buster Mathis Jr., both by knockout. These victories showed that he was still capable of being competitive in boxing. One of the most iconic periods of his comeback was his fights against Evander Holyfield. In November 1996, Tyson faced Holyfield, who was a former world champion and one of the best boxers of his time. Tyson lost to Holyfield by technical knockout in the 11th round. This fight was a sensation as many considered Tyson the favorite. In June 1997, their rematch took place, which went down in history as one of the most scandalous fights. During the fight, Tyson bit off part of Holyfield's ear, for which he was disqualified, stripped of his boxing license and fined $3 million. The incident became one of the most infamous moments in boxing history and further affected Tyson's reputation. After the Holyfield incident, it took Tyson several years to regain his boxing license and return to the ring. In 1999, he started fighting again, showing off his power and experience. He won several fights, including against Francis Botha and Julius Francis, but his performances were no longer as impressive as in his best years. In 2002, one of the most anticipated fights of the time took place, a fight between Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis. Lewis was the reigning world champion and was considered the favorite. The fight took place on June 8, 2002 and ended with Lewis winning by knockout in the 8th round. Tyson acknowledged Lewis' superiority and thanked him for the fight, showing that he could still exhibit athletic behavior despite his problems. Despite the huge earnings of his career, Mike Tyson has faced serious financial problems. Uncontrolled spending, high fees to managers and promoters, and legal fees led Tyson to declare bankruptcy. In 2003, he had accumulated debts totaling more than $23 million. The last fight of Tyson's career took place on June 11, 2005 against Irishman Kevin McBride. Tyson lost this fight by technical knockout after he refused to continue the fight in the 6th round. After this defeat, Mike officially announced the end of his professional career, recognizing that he no longer had the desire or physical ability to continue boxing. After his boxing career ended, Mike Tyson continued to live an active life, finding new ways to realize his potential. He went into business and participated in various projects that allowed him to not only regain financial stability, but also strengthen his legacy as an influential figure. Tyson also began working on improving his personal life. He married his 3rd wife, Laquia Spicer, in 2009. They had 2 children and Mike began to become more involved in their upbringing, striving to be a better father than he had been before. Mike Tyson also struggled with drug and alcohol addiction. He underwent several stints in rehab and began speaking publicly about his problems, encouraging others to seek help. His honest admissions about his struggles and mistakes helped many people look at him from a different perspective and realize the struggles he went through. In 2011, Tyson founded his foundation, Mike Tyson Cares Foundation, which aims to help children from disadvantaged families to get education and support. The foundation organizes various events to help children and youth by providing them with developmental and learning opportunities. In 2013, Mike Tyson released his autobiography, Undisputed Truth, which became a bestseller. In the book, he spoke candidly about his life, career, challenges, and attempts to find himself. Tyson also began performing monologues on stage, sharing his stories and experiences with audiences. His show Mike Tyson, Undisputed Truth received positive reviews and gave him the opportunity to show his vulnerability and strength at the same time. One of Tyson's most successful projects was the animated series Mike Tyson Mysteries, which debuted in 2014 on Adult Swim. In this show, Tyson voices himself as he travels with the team and solves various mystical mysteries in the style of classic detective stories. This show received positive reviews for its uniqueness and humor. and allowed Tyson to prove himself in a new role. Tyson continued to participate in various movie projects and television shows. His participation in the movie Bachelor Party in Vegas in 2009 was an important moment that brought him back into the spotlight. He also appeared in movies such as Ip Man 3 Inches 2015 and Rocky Balboa 2006. His on-screen appearances have always caught the attention of the audience and helped solidify his image as a pop cultural phenomenon. Mike Tyson also returned to boxing in a new capacity. He began training young boxers and sharing his experience with new generations of athletes. His knowledge and skills proved invaluable to young fighters who were looking to succeed in the ring. Mike Tyson also entered the cannabis industry by starting his own company, Tyson Ranch. In 2018, this project includes growing and selling cannabis products, as well as creating a tourist complex and resort dedicated to cannabis culture. Tyson has become a prominent face in the industry, promoting the legalization and medical use of cannabis. In 2019, Tyson launched a Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson podcast where he talks to various guests about life, sports, business, and more. This podcast has become popular due to Tyson's candid conversations and unique hosting style. His guests have included celebrities such as Eminem, Snoop Dogg, and Tony Robbins. Tyson continued to give monologues and lectures, sharing his life lessons and experiences. His autobiography, Undisputed Truth, became a bestseller and was adapted for theatrical performances, which Tyson performed around the world. In 2020, he released his second book, Iron Ambition, My Life with Kaz D'Amato, in which he discussed the impact of his coach and mentor on his life and career. In 2020, he returned to the ring in an exhibition fight against Roy Jones Jr., which generated a lot of interest and positive reviews. In 2023, Tyson again caught the public's attention by accepting the challenge of popular blogger and fighter Logan Paul. The fight became one of the most talked about events of the year, drawing millions of viewers and confirming Tyson's status as one of the greatest boxers of all time. In 2024, Mike Tyson announced the launch of his own line of health and fitness products, including natural supplements and specialized sports equipment. He is actively promoting his Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson podcast series, where he discusses not only sports, but also important social and cultural topics. Tyson also surprised his fans with news of plans to star in a new biographical movie about his life, in which he will play himself. This project promises to be one of the most anticipated premieres of the year. Mike is actively involved in charity, supporting programs for youth and rehabilitation centers for former prisoners, trying to make the world a better place using his experience and fame. Mike Tyson has left an indelible mark on the history of boxing and popular culture. His life is full of ups and downs, but his resilience and ability to recover from setbacks inspire many. Tyson has become a symbol of strength, determination, and the ability to overcome challenges. Don't miss out on new videos and unique content. Subscribe to our channel today.